Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my For the Love of Homemade kit share with you. And so we're just going to jump in and get started. I think I'll share the papers first. So my kit is quite a bit bigger than what we have in the recipe, and that's kind of what I like about this challenge that Hannah and I and a bunch of other ladies do, is that we just kind of give you the base and the starting point for your kit, and then after that, like, add to your heart's content. So let me actually pull up, let's see. So the list is on Hannah's blog, which is Scrapbook Pages and Cupcakes. So let's see. Oh, I didn't put .com. Also, I should probably spell it right. Come on. Cupcakes.wordpress.com. Okay, so here's Hannah's blog. I'll kind of show you guys. And then this is the September, I don't know why it won't just open it for me. But yeah, anyway. And so this is our list for this month. So first off, I will start with the papers, like I said. And the number one paper is a natural paper, which could mean wood grain, leather, cork, like there's so many different things that could be just a natural surface, or something like that. I have a lot of those in my kit, like I said, so I will kind of just fan my papers out here and point out the papers. Excuse me, apparently I'm losing my voice already in the morning. Point out the papers that have the wood grain. So I guess I actually don't have as many wood grains as I thought I did. So I have a little piece here that's a wood grain, and this one is a 6x6 swatch of different patterns. So one of our papers is also a chevron, so this one brings in that chevron as well as the wood grain. And then another one of ours is to bring in a mustard color or an orange. So I have like this one here that has orange trees, but then I also did bring in this kind of dark mustard, dark yellow color. So I'll slip that back in there. So I have the wood grain. I also have a wood grain piece here. So that's kind of fun. So let's just do it one at a time, and I'll kind of tell you which ones came from our list and which ones didn't and why I added them. So I always like to add in cardstock. So I like this mint color. This is basil. I'm not sure what color it is. The number is 305044. I think it says Caprese. Yeah. Capri, and then the sea, like the ocean. Then the next one I brought in was this off-white and black floral. This is from Flower Market. I think we called for, no, we didn't call for stripes. So I brought this in just to add another pattern. I really like stripes. If you can't tell, I have another stripe right here. Okay, then I kind of brought in this funky one. It brought in a bunch of colors that I didn't have in the kit, and I really do like bringing in color, lots of color into my kits, and so that's the reason why I added this one. It also still has like the blues, the mint. And so I kind of felt like it went along. There's a little orange in here. So it also plays into the other colors of the kit. So then this is the wood grain that I started with. So this was the first piece of paper that I picked out for my kit. Also, on the back of it, I really do like the colors that are brought in with this this wreath background. I really like the oranges and the reds and the greens and the navy blue. So I could use this background, but more than likely I'll probably use this wood grain piece. Then I brought in another colorful one. So we did ask for a pattern paper with orange or mustard yellow colors on it. So this one has orange. It has not really I wouldn't call that mustard yellow, but maybe it is. And so it's got a couple of the colors that was in that piece, or that menu item from our list, our recipe. So these two so far are where my kit is following. Then I brought in this polka dot. So we also called for a dot piece of paper, and I really liked the muted color of this green. It's not so bright as this kind of teal, but it goes along with the colors in these papers really well. So sometimes when you make a kit, not all of the papers are going to go well together, but that's kind of what I like to do with my kits, because then it gives you a variety of different ways to use the kit. So this paper, I definitely probably, that makes total sense. I definitely wouldn't use this teal color with this green color. I probably wouldn't use it with this color or pattern either. I could possibly use it with this pattern though, because it does kind of have the green, the mint, the teal. So that's kind of just how I make kits. I start with one paper and then I bring in another one, and then I kind of play off of these papers and colors as I go. I wouldn't mind using this one with this one because it does have this kind of minty green that is the same color here. If you can't tell, they totally would go together. I don't know that I would actually make a layout like that, but they totally could. Okay, so there we are. So we've got our dot, we have our paper with orange or mustard yellow, and we have our natural wood grain. I did want to find a leather paper, but I didn't find one in my stash. Okay, then I brought in another piece of cardstock, which we didn't include cardstock in the recipe, but if you want to use cardstock, by all means, add it to your kits. I usually try to add at least one piece of cardstock, or if I'm scrapbooking, I'll just pull from my stash and add it as I'm scrapbooking. But this one is called Amber. So it's a nice, I would call this kind of like a dark mustard maybe, compared to this. So that's why I wouldn't really necessarily call that a mustard yellow. I would definitely call this mustard yellow though. Then I added another chevron. I really love this paper. This is Amy Tan's +1 collection. This is the paper called Friend, and I still have a ton of this collection because it was one of the first collections I bought after I became a YouTube scrapbooker, I think, and I just love this collection. This is still, to my day, my absolute favorite Amy Tangerine line is +1, and I miss this style that she used to do. Okay, so then next I brought in this nice scallop, and this could actually be called a natural. I think that it's an interesting texture behind there. It doesn't look like wood grain, but I'm not really sure. It does look natural though, like leathery or something. Then we also asked for a paper that had leaves or a foliage pattern on it. So I brought in this one. And then I already showed you this one. So this one has a couple of the different designs that are called for. Here's another dot. So that's one of the other things that I like to do is bring in multiples of the same type of pattern. So here you have striped, here you have striped, dots, dots, and then I have chevron, chevron, and I actually have another chevron paper as well. So this one could actually also be another natural background. So this looks like bark on a tree or something, which looks really, really cool and really pretty. I love that. But I also really love the dot on the background. So I could go either way with that one. Then I brought in this leaf foliage paper. This is from Home for the Holidays from Wild Whisper. This one was from 2017. I was going to say this one's pretty old, but I still have a little bit of this collection in my stash, and so I decided to bring this one in as well. I really like the dark green on the background and then the light leaf color. And this one is only a scrap, but I wanted to put it in there so that it kind of went along with the other ones. Then I brought in a plaid. This one is from Fall Farmhouse from Simple Stories, and this one is called Little Pumpkin. This one is from last year, 2019. I brought in a this is a paper pad one. I'm not sure what paper pad it came from. I want to say oh, I know what it is actually. It's right on my tongue, but I can't think of what it's called. But it's an old one. I can't think of what it's called, but I brought that in just for another neutral color, kind of like the cardstock. Here is my other chevron. So this is another nice mustard color, nice chevron pattern paper. Then I brought in this Chamel True Stories Americano. So I brought this one in for the colorful stripe. But then also on the back, there are a dot pattern. So this yellow doesn't go crazy good with this yellow. So obviously, if I were to use this background, I'd probably pair it with the wood grain or the mint or something like that. But see, that's the other reason why I pick varying shades of colors. And different hues and things so that in one kit you have a lot of diversity. Okay, and then I also decided to add this dot. This is from Coordinations, and it is called Ivory Small Dot, and it's just the one side. And that's just another kind of neutral paper. I brought in this pretty blue scrap, this wood grain, and then this this has the orange and the mustard in it, and I just really liked these scraps. They were kind of just hanging out next to my desk, and so I was like, oh, those are perfect. So those are the papers for my September kit for the Love of Homemade kits. Actually, I think I'm going to take a photo of it real quick since I have them all nicely spread out here.